Hello guys, this is Sugapepper. Karibuni sana. We have our guests. Today I have another guest from another family. Then we have Nana, who has been here for several shows, and we have the other Wonder Woman show. But today we are now tackling the legal side of it, concerning our, maybe we have a lot of things in the community that we want to talk about. Na leo ninataka kuintroduce, kwanza nitaanza na Nana.
Naitwa Onana Affullo, popularly known as Nana.
Hey Nana, serious.
Karibu
sana wakili Kevin.
Asante sana.
Kwa majina kamili tueleze mengi kuhusu. It is your now. Actually we have been with Nana for several shows, so wewe ndio mgeni kwa show.
Asanteni sana. My name is Ashioya Kevin. I'm a practicing advocate in Busia, and nikafurahia sana kwa show.
Asante sana. So Nana, do you have something that we can start with?
On Wonder Woman, we had a guest on our show, and hi, and she came akatupatia story yake about the violence yenye alikuwa anapitia kwa ndoa yake, and we saw a need to actually bring in an expert to come and speak to us and also empower women on what to do in case they experience violence in their relationships, whether temporary or long term. So today we are handling gender-based violence, and according to what I researched about gender-based violence, ikona issues mingi. There is child marriage, there is female genital mutilation, there is honor killings, there is trafficking for sex or slavery, there is intimate partner violence. They experience physical, sexual, emotional, or psychological and sexual violence in intimate partner relations. So, wakili, uwanja ni wako, and to start off the show, most women undergo violence. Ukienda Busia police station utapata mwanamke anafika na P3 form. Most of the times anasema mimi nilipigwa na bwanangu jana, and then unapata saa zingine others just bribe themselves out of the whole issue, wanarudi nyumbani tena next week unasikia the same issue. So today we are listening to Kevin here, who's going to tell us what to do, what approaches to take in case you experience violence in a home setting. Karibu Kevin.
Now, before Kevin starts to elaborate and talk about this, the first thing, Kevin, what we want you to talk about is we have this thing like uko pale home, someone akona bibi yake, and then it happens kwamba wanakuwa na quarrel kidogo, and then it happens kwamba the guy hits the lady. Coffee, not gumi,
makonde,
banga,
teke.
What is the procedure that this lady should take in case of such a scenario?
And also men.
Yes, I was about to say that.
And also men.
Because also men experience gender-based violence.
Na sasa kama mimi unasemanga mimi ni serious, labda nachapanga bwanangu, so bwanangu anasaidika aje?
Okay.
Let us shamtandika.
So it's a two-way thing.
Yes.
It goes both between men and women. Both people experience gender-based violence, and the reason we hear it a lot from women is because most men feel like anaogopa kuenda kusema, it will degrade him in society and things of the sort. So first and foremost, any kind of physical violence is not accepted in the Constitution of Kenya. Any kind of violence is also not accepted. But physical violence, we call it assault. So the fact that whether you're married to someone or not, if the person decides to cause physical harm to you, that is an offense called assault. So the moment you report to the police station, you go and report, nilipigwa na so and so, whether it's your wife, your brother, ama nani in the society. Then the next step, after reporting, the police will tell you to go and take a P3 form. After you've taken a P3 form, That's where you're saying there's corruption coming in, people bribe their way out. So what you do, you must have your OB number. If you have your OB number and you see your case has not been taken to court, because everyone is innocent until proven guilty. So the fact that you're alleging this person physically assaulted you, you must go to court to prove that they actually did assault you. So the person should be taken to court. The police should have the person in custody for 24 hours, then produce him in court. Unless assault is not an offense that you can get cash bail from the police station. It has to be, it's a bailable offense, but you have to be bailed out from court. So the person has to come to court. If the person does not come to court and there's an issue of corruption, that is why you have NGOs and such like of organizations. There's FIDA. Yes. There's also a children's office.
But FIDA is mostly for women?
For women, yes.
Okay.
But if you go as a man, they can't chase you away. Yes. And also, you see, as the Law Society of Kenya, there's also the Legal Awareness Week that has been carried out. In Busia, it was like 2 months ago, where you come there, you explain your problems. If you've been undergoing this and no action has been taken, then lawyers will take up your matter pro bono and assist you. That's how we have been giving back to society. So when such kinds of opportunities arise and you've been experiencing this, you should try as much as possible and grasp the opportunity and go forward. Yes.
Okay. That is Legal Awareness
Week. Legal Awareness Week.
Legal Awareness Week. Like does it go like every
annual.
month?
It's annual. It's annual.
So it runs from different counties up to?
No, it's a 1 week that all over the country.
Oh, it is done all
It is done all over the country during this week, yes.
Then we have this same problem, like it happens that this lady has the brothers.
Yes.
In which amepigwa. Then msichana anapigia watu wa
Able come through. Come through.
Wanafika,
yes.
They do justice on their own way.
Yeah.
How does this law come in? Is she supposed to take the same course, or do we do it like now? The man can also accuse the lady for doing this?
No. You see, in criminal cases, like she's saying counterclaim. In a civil case, you might go and unashtaki mtu, then you raise another claim in your defense. That happens in civil cases. But in criminal cases, if the husband assaulted her, and she opted to take the law into her own hands and call the brothers, then the brothers assaulted the husband. They will also be charged with assault.
So and what if nimeenda nimereport kwa police station, I've reported, and then this husband of mine comes and bribes himself out of that issue, and then I go back to the police station and anambia wewe rudi nyumbani mwende mtatue hizo, because that is usually the case, and then mtatue maneno yenu, watu wa wanapigana and then tu muelewane, and then because of that I now go for my brothers and they chapa him.
You see, the reason as to why I was insisting you take your OB number, it's because when you reported the crime, there was an officer who was recording.
Yes.
He gave you an OB number. He was supposed to follow up. So when such kinds of things happen, you're supposed to go to the OCS and say, I reported this and this crime on such and such a date. Here is my OB number. No action has been taken. Can you please explain to me why this action has not been taken? Yes, if the OCS is not cooperative, there's the Independent Police Oversight Authority. You go to them and say, I reported such and such a crime at such and such a police station on such and such a date. No action has been taken. I've gone to the OCS. He has told me he's working on it and I can't see any progress. Can you please investigate this issue? Then the Independent Police Oversight Authority will assist you. They will investigate. And then if there was corruption involved, then the people involved in the corruption will also be charged.
You see, Kevin, this whole process that you're giving is for a certain threshold of literacy of class of women. Mtu kama mimi naweza fuata hiyo process yote, but there is that mama mboga kukule, she's even intimidated by the person that recorded the statement and the crime and stuff. Atakuwa turudi tu huko. Sasa huyo anasaidika aje? That's the one now I was talking about. Amefika, ameambiwa wewe rudi, ameuliza, ameambiwa mama wewe enda rudi huko. And then I just go for my brothers. I'm like, okay, if this is what this husband is trying to do, what
So
I'm
let
going
us-
to na huko. Yes. Is it right to do that? Ama, what do I do? Sometimes you get somebody that is actually just intimidated even by the police.
Yes, you see, that's why it is very good that as a legal fraternity, we have to give back to the public. So in such kinds of situations, Mama Mboga, for instance, in my case, if he walks into my office and says, nilikuwa nimefanyiwa hivi, I reported and I was not assisted, I would like to believe most advocates will take it upon themselves and write a letter to the police station na atasaidika. If not so, you can even just go walk into court. You can talk to a prosecutor. Ukifika pale unasema nimekuja kuona wakili wa serikali. Naomba anisaidie. Then you explain it to them. The prosecutors will take up the matter with the police. Yes. And then utasaidika.
Okay.
Then we have this case where it happens like maybe it is not intentional. Like this guy to beat her wife as in his
What
wife.
do you mean intentional? As
Unajua
ukinipiga umenipiga.
asikia venye kitu iko. Cheki, ina happen nimekam hao. Then I find you with another man.
Oh. Okay.
You know, I want us to go wide so that everybody knows the right.
They are
and
right
the-
to check.
So it happens like this guy comes in, then he finds a man, another man in his house. Umeelewa? Then huyu jamaa kwa ajili unajua pia si tumezaliwa tu kama watu wengine, then it happens kwamba unajua who is this, then suamona ni mwanaume mwenzako. Those are the answers.
Unaanza na bibi kwanza ama
Then hapana, ina happen tu sasa by mistake, as in si kupenda kwangu, as in kwa hasira. Unajua sasa zingine hasira it can drive you to another
crazy stuff.
Yes, then it happens
umemwekelea wakili.
Now you see, the fact that umemwekelea, you've already taken the law into your hands.
Yes.
What will assist you is that you can use that in your defense. In my defense, nilikuwa nimekasirika. I was angry because I had found another man in my house. Now you bring that up when you're mitigating. If you're convicted, when you're mitigating for your sentence, or if you have a case to answer, then in your defense you'll say, I found a man in my house and that's why I reacted how I reacted. But either way, you'll be charged for assault.
Okay. So you see where this thing self-control.
No matter what. No matter what.
You just need to
in
control
top of your
yourself.
head,
I
self-control
think
no matter
that is
what.
Wakili is trying to tell you, that in case you do anything, so long as ilikuwa kwa situation gani, ati nilipata bibi yangu na kitu fulani, akifanya kitu fulani,
Don't raise your hand.
Then I want to ask you, Wakili, do you think like when I find my wife with another man in my house, there is any way that I can take legal action against these two people?
You see, the only legal action you can take is against your wife.
How?
You can ask for annulment of the marriage, you can ask for divorce, and you can choose to separate. Now that becomes a civil case between you and your wife. Because your wife is an adult. She had this man in the house by consent. So this man has no problem. Probably he did not even know if she is married.
Married or not.
I think mumesikia. Anytime you get your wife with another man, the only action you can take is just one. Divorce or
Yes.
I beg, you can also just forgive, because to err is human. It's human nature. Maybe kitu ilimweka hapo ni kitu yenye ulikuwa ufanye nini umpei. You see? So you have to take a step back, review the whole situation. Lakini nini ilifanya wife akafanya hivi? You can forgive.
No.
God asks us to forgive.
Please. Hapa wacha kucheza na Mungu. Unanielewa?
Tucheze kisheria.
There's some things Mungu afanye. You know, like if I don't do this, just tell me, unajua nini baba nani? Hii vitu haufanyi hivi.
Kuna zingine hazisemeki.
Na sasa nikimforgive ndio sasa itafanyika.
Hapana, sasa unajua sasa hapo ndio sasa handshake. Unaona hapo sasa ndio handshake.
In family matters mostly hata kisheria we advise people to go for arbitration instead of litigation. Just come mkae pamoja muelewane. Especially if you have issues.
Uwezi hata tu pembe. You know, unaanza na handshake kwanza.
Now we have been having a lot of problems like tumekuwa na a lot of killings more so in the family.
First I had a question.
Okay.
Threshold ya assault ni nini? Sema akinipiga kofi moja tu naweza enda ni report police station hata hiyo pay ipelekwe kwa koti ama paka nipigwe na panga na kila kitu.
That is assault. You see now there's assault and there's assault causing grievous bodily harm. Yes. So kofi ni assault, but akikuumiza now that's grievous bodily harm.
So it
then the charge becomes bigger charge.
It doesn't matter whatever kind of physical attack on my body, whether it's a slap,
or it's a
panga or machete.
Yes, that's assault.
Hiyo bado ina qualify kwenda kwa police station and taken to court.
Yes.
Got it.
Now I was talking about these killings and I don't know if I can put them to murder or manslaughter. Like unapata kwamba it's
Umeshakuwa judge. Kindesha kwa magistrate hapa.
Okay. Ina happen kwamba in the house maybe they have their own maybe differences. Unapata chali yako na dem mwingine, then it happens kwamba unajua utanichezea. Unaelewa? Chapa ndani. Then it happens kwamba huyu jamaa anakufa. Wakili, where does this law come in? How can we put this such a scenario? Can we put it into like it was a murder or a manslaughter? Like
you see the fact that ulipata chali yako na dem, it means you had malice aforethought, you had the intention to kill, that's why you stabbed. That is something that is a threshold to qualify for murder. See, manslaughter is a killing that is not intentional. But murder is intentional. So the fact that you are affectionate to this lady or this guy, then you decided to stab the other guy when you limpata ama the lady, it means you had the intention to kill. Yes, so now that becomes murder. But if you did not have the intention to kill, that's manslaughter.
Now give me a difference between manslaughter and murder, like in a family setup. Like now sasa in just family setup it happened kwamba ndio nilimpata na chale mwingine, then si kupenda kwangu aki si kutarajia.
Hata sikumbuki nilifanya nini. Nilishtukia tu kisu iko kwa mkono na damu.
Nilipata kisu. That is the statement they always.
But you see now that you anticipate any action you take, you should anticipate the consequence. So the fact that ulichukua hii kitu na ukamchapa nayo, the consequence of course should have been that anaweza kufa. So that is an intention to kill.
That is an intention.
That is murder.
That is murder.
Yes.
Then it happens to where, okay, sasa I check the setup again. It happens kwamba this guy, maybe they started a fight or he started a fight. Then on that, and then like
fight between husband and wife.
And
okay.
wife.
Or
then,
boy and girl.
Yes. Then it happens kwamba udem sijui ile happen aje akachukua kikombe. Sijui ile happen aje akachukua kikombe. Na ile kujitetea, kujitetea.
Unajitetea aje? Ukigonga ni kujitetea.
You see now kikombe is a weapon that you do not anticipate it will kill someone.
Yes.
So that is a situation where the charge can be reduced to manslaughter. But a knife is a tool that if you use, you expect someone might die. But you see a cup, ukigonga mtu na kikombe, it's not like you anticipated to kill them.
To kill the person.
Yes.
So that comes to.
Or even when you shove them, like trying to defend
Yes,
yourself,
to defend
you
yourself.
shove, alafu maybe aingie kwa meza ama kitu fulani, then you charge
Ama alimsukuma.
Yes, if it's in self-defense, of course, it will be reduced to manslaughter.
Then there's this thing. Okay.
Na
It
sita
is
zako ni mingi leo,
self-defense. Okay, self-defense. I just want now to bring back this guy again. Then it happens in the same fight. Then he pushed the lady, fell on the table, then she died.
You see, this was a fight that ensued between the two of them. The fact of pushing her it's something that happened in the middle of the fight. He did not take a specific object anataka kumstab nayo. It was just by mistake that kulikuwa na glass table, then she fell on it and died.
Okay.
So it can be presumed that he did not actually have the intention to kill her.
Okay.
So now that
Still
reduces,
charged with
yes, manslaughter.
And what if the lady was coming at him with a knife? So as he pushed her away, she fell on the table and died.
You see, if the lady,
that one is still...
If the lady was coming with a knife, it means the lady is the one who intended to kill him.
Yes.
So in his
But
defense,
then
he'll say, I was defending myself. Yes.
But they will still charge him.
Yes, they will still charge him, but in his defense, he will say that is self-defense.
Okay.
Yes, I was protecting my own life.
Then I have this problem, like I've heard so many people complaining, maybe those guys who are now in jail, maybe jail for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, life, imprisonment. You are like, nilikuwa tu na bibi yangu kwa kitanda. Umeelewa? Na mimi kuamka asubuhi ama mida ya usiku nikapata mke wangu ashafariki. Umeelewa? Sasa mimi kukimbia kuita majirani na nini, story changed kwamba ni mimi nimeua mke wangu. How does this now? How does this law change? Like, I've stayed with this woman for 40 years. Then it comes today, I wake up in the morning, find my wife dead, then I'm
Let's go CSI.
Then I'm the first suspect.
You see, before you're convicted of murder or manslaughter or any criminal charge, there has to be overwhelming evidence against
you.
So the fact that you are convicted, and if you are wrongfully convicted, of course there is a window of appeal, you can appeal.
You can still
Yes,
appeal.
if you feel you are wrongly convicted, you can appeal. But if the evidence is overwhelming against you, you cannot say sikumuua, and the evidence clearly shows it is you who actually killed.
Actually, in the law side of it, it's all about evidence.
Yes, everything is
You
about
know, like it happens like yesterday, actually we quarreled.
Overwhelming evidence.
You see?
Underlined
Now,
in bold.
Yes, we quarreled.
Billboard font.
But tonight, when I woke up in the morning, I found my wife dead. You see? Now, I think we need to change a little bit to be human. You know, I've stayed with this woman for 40 years. We have never quarreled. But that day we quarreled, the next day she's dead. Maybe she took to assume alichukua sumu,
Akajikunywisha.
Why should I be the first suspect and I've stayed with this woman?
Because you quarreled.
And you quarreled, number one, so there might have an intention for you to kill her.
To kill her.
Number two, you're the person who was with her.
Yes.
So you have to explain reasons as to why she died. What transpired before her death.
Yes.
Yes.
Then we
No proximity really
we have
matters.
this, and I think Wakili can justify this. We have this situation where the same scenario to our lady, they won't take up the matter. The same situation to our lady, they won't take up the matter.
In fact, there is this theory that most women kill their husbands slowly. Anaanza tu leo kukuwekea kama ni steel wire ama ni simiti kwa food. It is happening. Don't be alarmed, don't be surprised, don't be shocked because of this account, but this is what ladies are doing outside there. Steel wire, simiti, mdogo mdogo, you will die in 2022. Slowly tu, hivyo pole pole. Yes.
Alikufa.
Hivyo tu.
But when this man who has been taking care of this family, who has taken care of this lady for 40 years, but wamepata udema amedai.
I think it's because women are the weaker sex, so it's
You
just
see,
an assumption.
these are two different scenarios. This lady had premeditated this murder for a very long period of time. So it's very hard to connect the dots and say it's her. But this other scenario you're giving us, we quarreled yesterday night.
Overnight.
Then in the morning you are dead.
Let me change the same scenario to the lady.
But
We
it's
call
the
like,
lady, the man
we
that
call-
dies.
Yes, then the man dies.
Yes, it's still the lady who is going to be charged.
But
To be
The
charged.
first suspect.
Mm.
The first suspect is the lady.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, we've gone through a lot. I think people have at least seen and known
Basically, what to do.
what to do.
But then I wanted Kevin to address sexual violence. Is there sexual violence in relationships? Is there sexual violence in marriage? Yeah, I think
in
Leo,
the
yes.
line of law.
Yes, in the line of law. Kevin?
Yes, of course.
Mhm.
There is sexual violence in marriage is called marital rape. And in a relationship, as you said, you know, according to the law, we do not know that you have a relationship with someone.
Yes.
Unless.
Yes. So it's a rape, it's just rape. And of course, there's redress. If you're raped, the first thing you should do is go to the police station, report it, go see a doctor, bring the guy, unasema it's so and so, atatafutwa, then of course the person will be charged. And you see, rape is a very serious offense. Yes, if someone is convicted of rape, you're looking at a sentence of not less than 20 years, including marital rape. If you're with your wife in the house, na hiyo siku she tells you no, I don't want to have coitus with you, I'm not ready to get intimate. And then you decide and go ahead and have coitus with her unconsensually. Of course, she will go and say, this guy raped me. But you see, for marital rape, it's very difficult to prove. Because the man might come and argue. But you see, this is the conduct that she had for all these years. So I presumed it is consent. Yes, for marital rape, it's very difficult to prove. But it's still an offense.
You guys, mumesikia?
Itisha kwa upole.
We have marital
Rape.
So you need to be so careful. Bembeleza. Pewa kwa upole bana. Alafu iishe hivyo vizuri. So is it possible like a woman whom I have stayed with for 20 years to take me to court that this guy raped me last night?
Yes, it's possible.
Then what are the charges?
Marital rape.
Yes.
Yes. You see, marital
Charges.
rape, if you're convicted, it's still 20 years imprisonment.
Itisha kwa upole. Not because you took cows to our home, so you have the authority to, treat me as a property. You need to ask.
Yes.
It's a partnership. You ask for it, and we agree.
We both have to consent.
Consent
You
to
can also go
coitus.
and charge the lady that she raped me.
That's nice. Anyway, now we forgot to know how many years you get when you go for an assault. The other one, when you beat your wife.
Isn't it at the magistrate's whatever?
Yes, it depends with the degree of
The
assault.
degree of assault.
Yes.
Because mtu mwingine atapigwa tu kofi,
Kofi ni
mwingine
miaka ngapi? Tupatie watu miaka. Ndio mtu akipiga bibi yake kofi akuwa tayari for this year.
You might get 5 years.
5 years
Just
for
as-
coffee.
Yes.
just
Then
robot slap.
anytime there is this, niliona mwingine ati alibebewa panga, what. Then
Others even go to the extent of burning, scalding.
You see, now
and
for that, we
stuff.
move away from assault. Now we
Assault.
come to attempted murder
Attempted,
or attempted
okay.
manslaughter.
anytime when you take a panga,
Yes.
or you burn them in the house, it becomes
attempted murder.
That is how many years?
Life in prison.
Life imprisonment. Maze, umesikia? So kama unaona hii kitu haiwork,
well,
haiwork tu kabisa.
Communication is very
If
important.
you see like it's more than communication na imekataa, you just walk out from that marriage.
I wanted us to address people are always under intimate violence. We said there was physical, sexual, emotional, and psychological violence. So Kevin is just going to comment about emotional and psychological violence. Put it out there. Like what is that English word? It has escaped my mind. Brain yangu ime freeze. nitajisaidia aje if my husband doesn't beat me, like hanipigi,
but anamtukana,
yani ananitusi yangu yote kila siku, malaya, all those things, yes, paka my parents. So emotionally siwezi, like he attacks me like that. Hata psychologically I can't, maybe I can't even call my sisters, they can't even come to visit me. He has alienated me from my relatives.
You see, for
so
that,
naenda police station ama nafanya aje?
no, for that it becomes a civil case between you and your husband.
Okay.
Yes, you can only seek redress in a civil court.
Okay.
That he has caused me trauma, psychologically, emotionally. Then you see, you can't prove that you've caused psychological trauma to someone, or someone has caused you psychological trauma. It's very difficult to prove, because when you go to court in a criminal case, let's presume it were in a criminal situation, how will you prove that you are actually psychologically traumatized? So now it's something that you can have civil redress, where you'll call your sisters, your brothers, the people you claim as your witnesses. Now they'll talk about it.
Squeezy amebadilika, he doesn't call us.
So you can only seek redress in a civil court, not a criminal court. So the police are not involved in this.
Okay.
Yes.
And financially, unapata mwanaume, anytime I get work somewhere, he will come there, flog me, bribe even the bosses, huyu msimwandike kazi hapa. He wants me in the home, depending on him. Na hata huko pia he doesn't want to. So financially, like, I can't do anything. So how do I address that?
What you do, you just get a restraining order. You restrain him from accessing
But we are still
work.
married. I get an arrow and okay.
Restraining him from coming to your workplace,
okay.
Specifically. Because when he comes, he creates a fuss all over the workplace. So you can get a restraining order against him from accessing your workplace.
Okay.
But you see, now it would be difficult for a magistrate to grant these orders and you're staying together.
Together,
yes.
right.
Unless you annul the marriage first.
Or you separate yourself, then get
then get the restraining order.
Okay.
Yes.
Kilde, you had something to say?
Yeah, now I think this thing is going the other best side of it, as we wanted at least people to know more about the civil and the criminal
part of gender-based violence.
Part of gender-based
for
violence.
Intimate partner,
Yes.
whatever.
So we have this issue. I think we are going to
address child marriage.
Child marriage,
early
marriage.
Yeah, people, there are parents that are giving out their kids to get married to men that are financially well off, so that they offset the poverty in their families. Wakili, utafanya nini? Mzazi anakuambia huyu ni mtoto wangu. Mama anakuambia mimi ndo nilimbeba kwa tumbo yangu miezi 9. You cannot come and decide to me what I do to this child. How do you handle that? If I know of a child that was given out to marriage and they are below 18, how do I help that child?
You see, in the Constitution of Kenya, the child's interests are very paramount.
Yes.
Yes, the child is very much protected. So when you give out your child to someone to get married to them, number one, this person, I presume, is going to have intimate relationships with this child.
Yes.
Yes, that is a crime that that person will be committing. It's defilement. Okay. Number two, you...
And I think statutory rape too.
Yes, there's also statutory rape. You, the person who is giving this child out, you're doing this and it's not within your mandate. As a parent, you are supposed to protect your child up to the age of 18 years.
Yes.
So if you have not discharged this duty to the child, you're also committing an offense. Yes.
Okay.
So the issue of child marriages, and you see there are very many organizations that deal with child marriages. Okay. Yes. There's a children's officer, I would like to believe, in every county now, or sub-county.
Sorry.
So if you experience these kinds of things, you can just walk into a police station and you say, mtoto fulani amepeanwa mahali fulani auleke, and she has not attained 18 years or he has not attained 18 years. Then the police officer will direct you towards a children's office. Then they will come and collect the child from there. Atapelekwa in an institution. The child, first and foremost, the child will be removed from that marriage. Then the proceedings will be instituted against the people involved.
So both parents and the guy who has taken the child?
Yes, if it is proven that you gave out your child to get married, and you're supposed to protect this child up to the age of 18 years, you're committing an offense. You have to be charged.
How many years?
Kildi
That
is only
probably
interested in years.
10.
Yes, I want them to know.
Who?
These people. These people who are watching.
Yeah, by the way, if you're watching and you hear of any incidences that we've talked about, the best that somebody can do is do what? To just go to a police station and report. Sasa zingine wengine wanasema sina time ya kusimama kizimbani. Kizimbani in English is what?
On the dock.
Yes, at the dock. They don't have time. But nimesikiza show, I've learned and I've understood what I can do to help maybe that child
in criminal matters, if you're the complainant, there's a prosecutor who will handle your matter in court.
Yes.
Yeye ndiye atasimama pale. You will only be required to come and produce
Give
your evidence. Yes.
Mm.
It's not that every day you go to court unasimama kizimbani.
And what if I want to be anonymous? Because maybe naweza sema pale kwa ule mzee na maybe ni ule fire on the mountain and malize. Yes, can I do that anonymous?
It's very difficult for you to go anonymous because then the defense will be saying the complainant is not ready to prosecute this matter. Please dismiss it.
Isn't it possible for me to just like go to a police station or I don't know, look for somebody else that can become a complainant for fear of my life, but I direct them to this location and this victim and this perpetrator?
No. You see, if the act was done against you, you are the complainant. Even if...
No, I'm talking as a third party. I'm overlooking...
Who reported the matter?
Like sasa nimeona...
Then I go to the police station.
I'm in close proximity with the family, but I want to remain anonymous. And I know kwamba whatever they are doing is wrong.
See,
but I want to stay anonymous.
You will become a victim. So there's the complainant. You, as the family of the complainant or the close friends, you are the victims of the act. And then now there's the defendant, the accused person. Yes. So as a victim, you can decide to employ another advocate to watch brief on your behalf. Okay. If not, you can just attend court as a victim. But you're not allowed to produce evidence in that case or anything. It's only the complainant who is allowed.
Now, I think that goes so deep into it to an extent that now I fear to report the matter. Don't you see that?
Yeah.
Like,
can I give it to another person to report and investigate? Of course, the police are the ones who do the investigation.
Like now, I'm just a good Samaritan who has just seen this. Nimeona kwa jirani.
Ni hapa Dubai, ameletwa hapa.
Amepelekwa kwa fulani kwa sababu ya hii na ule ameleta mahari kwa sababu ya hii. So I'm just like a good Samaritan who wants to save that kid from moving from this point. I'm not involved.
But I don't want also backlash from the parents.
I'm not involved in any way, like si mtoto wangu, si dada yangu.
You see, if you're reporting it to the police station, you can be anonymous. But when you're going to court, there has to be a complainant. When they are charged, they will say that on such and such a date, you took your child and offered them up for marriage to so and so. So the people who are involved in the act cannot be anonymous. But you, as the person who is reporting, you can just go and say, ni kwa ile nyumba, na pale. Then the police will...
They will never ever call me. They can't call me.
Take up the matter.
Okay.
That is what I was talking about. But haujaniambia ni miaka ngapi hao watu wanafaa wafungwe, because I just want this guys to know that in case unapatikana na mtoto wa shule, mtoto ambaye hajafikisha miaka 18 na umemweka pale nyumbani, umemuoa, ujue kwamba hapa ukipatikana uko na miaka yako 50.
Yes, you see, if the child is between 15 and 17 years, you get 15 years imprisonment. If the child is between 12 and 15, you get 20 years imprisonment. If the child is below 12, it's life.
Life imprisonment.
And you see also these people who get into relationships in high school, uko form 4, msichana ako form 3 or so, and both of you have not attained the age of 18 years.
Maturity.
If you are prosecuted, and one of you, the older one, will be charged with defilement. So you are spoiling your life. You're looking at a prison term of 15 years. Now you're just a kid uko form 4.
Okay, I think we need to now concentrate on this aspect that the Wakili is talking about. We are now on relationships that are teenage centered relationships, because sometimes actually ukienda kwa police station there's usually a lot of cases wanaongelelea mtoto wetu amepatiwa mimba sijui na kijana gani, ama mtoto wetu anaribu kijana wangu ako form 1 ako form 4 ako form 3, defilement and stuff. So Wakili just roll like the whole issue legally. You were saying something about hizo sentences zenye wanapatiwa. I just want people to now concentrate on this part because that now is what is the issue mostly zenye nasumbua teenagers wetu.
Before Wakili starts, there is this issue where I've never seen baba kijana akienda in court or akienda in police station kwamba huyu msichana ananiharibia mtoto wangu.
Kulikuwa na mwingine wa Kisumu.
Ule ni mmoja peke yake.
Basi ni mmoja, si alikuwa.
Unajua ni watoto wangapi wavulana tumeharibiwa hapa nje?
Walai, yes. Wako alikuwa alikushinda miaka. Wakili, ebu tell us now. We really need to concentrate on what he's saying right now.
You see, if you are in a sexual relationship with a person who is younger than you, there's a rebuttable presumption that you have actually coerced this person into this sexual relationship.
Yes, for the sole reason that they are not adults yet.
Okay. Yes. Because according to the Constitution, they haven't attained the minimum age to consent to sexual intercourse. Yes. So if you are having this sexual relationship with this person, and they are younger than you, the presumption is that you are in a position to coerce them in this sexual relationship. So it is you who is going to be charged. And it's a very serious offense. You're looking at 15 years imprisonment, yes, if it is proven. And I've seen it severally. Young guys, they get convicted for 15 years.
Hata wengine tu dem wana familia inapunguza tu miaka.
Na hata dem pia, kama wewe ni older than the guy. Yes, wewe ndio utachajiwa for defiling the guy.
Okay.
Yes. Goes both ways.
What are you thinking of, Kildi?
I think hii kitu itabidi koti kwe pia vitu zingine inaangalia.
Like these are kids.
They are kids, but
or maybe the law needs to we reduce to 16 years kama countries zingine.
Yes, we reduce to 16 years so that because actually hata wewe pia umeona watoto wamekula blue band. Nowadays watoto wamenona, wengine wamekuwa warefu. But they are still young.
Yes.
They find themselves in such a thing. Like nowadays, even ladies, they can't tell you their age.
Can you say like I did not know their age? Is it a defense?
Yes, that is a defense. But you see, ignorance of the law is not defense.
Is it tangible?
Somebody that is 18, when you relate with them, you are able to tell.
Yes.
Age like age ya huyu mtu ni gani. So men, how do you just say at least during the it is true. You'll get a guy is 28 dating somebody that is 17 going to 18. Ako tu very comfortably and ako tu comfortable na your relationship, not knowing kwamba an 18, by the way, relationship, what am I saying? I'm saying somebody that is somebody that is 38 dating a 28-year-old woman, that is age gap ya 10 years. Indio, it's not the same relationship as a guy that is 28 and dating an 18-year-old girl. Unaona, like
of course there's an aspect of
maturity. Sasa pia utapata tu working class guys. Ako na form 1, form 2, amekula vizuri blue band, ako tu sawa, and you're there saying I didn't know age ya huyu mtu.
See, that is why the laws are drafted in such a way that it has very stringent measures on these people.
Yes.
It is for a reason that to